If you've ever wondered why some people always seem to succeed while others, no matter how hard they work, they always seem to struggle. It's like they keep hitting an income ceiling and there's always more on their to-do list than they have time to get done. If you've ever wondered about that, then this video might interest you because we're going to be talking about the thinking patterns of success. Now, what I have here is an amazing resource. This is the Nobel Nominated MindScan, and just its ability to explain why some people solve problems more efficiently, why they naturally think at a higher level. Its ability to explain that is amazing, but there's something we need to cover first about using personality assessments. I don't know if you've ever taken like the DISC or Myers Briggs or StrengthsFinder or something like that. There's a couple, shortcomings of assessments like that we should look at first. One of them is whenever you're taking an assessment that has you answering questions. Do you tend to enter a new party and go to the food table or meet somebody new? Do you tend to enjoy spending time at home? Whenever you're answering questions, part of your brain, your subconscious brain, is going to work trying to figure out why they're asking you this. And because of that, your subconscious brain is answering based on how it wants to be seen, not on what's really happening. Now, this would be like you going to the doctor and him pulling up an x-ray of a different patient and treating you based on that patient. If we don't have the real x-ray, then that information isn't going to help. So that's one problem with a lot of the assessments out there, is that it's based on self-reporting. And because of that, we have self-reporting error. Another problem with some of those assessments is that it gets into personality and population comparisons. It might be like, you tend to have these traits, which you probably already knew, and 25% of the population also has these traits. Well, that's interesting, and that's where it's fun to talk about our DISC profile or our Myers Briggs profile, and that gets to be really fun, but the problem is it doesn't necessarily explain why some people always seem to have more than enough time, always seem to have more than enough money. It doesn't explain for us why some people seem to have the magic touch. It's like the less they work, the more they make. It doesn't really explain that, and it doesn't explain what we can do to move into that space and how we can start thinking at a higher level. There's one more situation that those assessments get into that is, well, I think is deceptive, and that is, if you were to go to the doctor and the doctor said, hey, don't worry, you have this issue, but we have a 60% success rate treating it. Okay, the doctor's giving you information. And that's what a lot of the assessments on the market are like. They give you information, but information isn't what we need. What we need is to know what side of that 60% line you are on. If we had that information, it would change everything about the situation. With that information, we know exactly where you need to go tomorrow to break through, to start operating at a higher level, and to start working less or making more, getting rid of the to-do list, whatever it is, whatever's been frustrating you about your business growth, we just need to know what side of the line you're on. And that is what makes this different. It is the only Nobel nominated one that I'm aware of, and the way that it displays your thinking patterns allows us to see where the blind spot is, where something is that's being over-leveraged or under-leveraged. This is a scientific assessment of exactly you, the individual, not a population comparison. And because of that, it becomes effectively your breakthrough map. We're able to see exactly where the blind spot is that might have been holding you up. We're able to see exactly where your next breakthrough is so that you can step into it. But you don't even need to take my word for it. I've got a link in the video description here of some case studies where you can look at the difference this has made in other people's businesses. Many different types of businesses, many different types of situations. You can look at what their blind spot was. You can look at their thinking patterns, what was holding them back. And you can see if this way of thinking, this way of solving problems, this way of thinking at a higher level so that your solutions are more efficient, and that's why you're able to work less but make more. You can see if that's a good fit for you. If you like the difference it's making for them, if you like the way this Nobel-nominated assessment works in somebody's lives, just fill out an application there and we'll get you on the calendar to go through your personal thinking patterns and your personal breakthrough map. I hope to see you on the other side.